Danica. Oh man, I'll tell you.
I'm a sucker for girls who have pink hair because I'm an anime weeboo. I'm a sucker for it. I got no problem admitting it. Um, so there you go. And, and,
That's
and
what I was.
redheads who do and I also like redheads as long as they're not holding a knife, I'll be fine.
I'll be sure not to do a drawing like that so that I don't creep you out. But this drawing was so. I mean, number one, Danica was so outstanding to work with. Every lady who was in the LFC, and I mean every single lady, because I'm going to forget to mention names, but Jennifer Thomas, Veronica Valentine, all these ladies that I've had the pleasure of drawing have been amazing to me. Bella Madison, Bella Rockefeller, I could go on and on. Bella Inc., obviously. We get to Danica Della Rouge. There's Bella Madison. Danica had that outstanding color to her hair. She sent me, when I asked her, she sent me a whole bunch of photos. And in all these photos, she had that hair like that. And I was like, this is gonna, all I gotta do is pick one that I like. And it was so fun to do the hair. I couldn't wait to do the hair. And of course, I work in a certain order. So, I always work my flesh tones first. Well, I get everything in pencil. Once it's in pencil the way I like it, then I start with my very first post, which would be like just an ink outline. So it looks like a coloring book. And that's where I really tear into it then.
Yeah.
I look at myself more as a colorist than an artist. I don't know. I mean, you have to draw it first anyway, but my real fun is coloring it. And so I was like plowing through the flesh tones and just to get to that hair. And I spent so much time because just breaking out the colors for what you're
So
going to use
to
was
even talk
awesome.
about that, so obviously I've had one of the best colorists in the world on my show, Sandru Navagun. He's in the top 5 colorists. On everybody agrees in the comic world. Like the
Yeah.
guy is unbelievable. He's from India. He's one of the greatest colorists ever. And we were speaking about this, and a color can make or break something, without a doubt. Where you could have a beautiful drawing, and within seconds, if you pick the wrong color, you fuck it
Yep.
up. And so, what is this like? Because it's interesting that you say you think of yourself like a colorist, and I think that because when I speak to other artists, they don't think like that. And there's a bunch of artists who do not do their colors. J. Scott Campbell, who's a well-respected comic artist, doesn't do his colors. Now he has Nei, and you know who J. Scott Campbell is?
I have some signed Danger Girl comic books that my wife
Yes,
acquired for me.
yes.
I'm a Danger Girl absolute fucking freak, dude. And Jay Scott is the dude. Even though he doesn't do his own color. I mean, like, am we gonna hold that against him? I don't think so. He's doing better than me.
But, but, but,
Jay
but, but,
Scott
but
Campbell.
my point is that he has Nia Rafino, or he has, I think, Sabine Reg, and maybe Ola Moss. I think
Yeah.
it's those three. And then there's somebody who works with him every once in a while. It's another one who I forget who it is. But the point I'm getting at is, I think Campbell realizes that he's not a good colorist per se, or he's an okay colorist, but why ruin his book? You
Right.
know, and so what is that like? Because I think that's something that people have to understand is that, and then we go to this piece, and I'm going to show it right again here. You have your purples and your blacks and some sort of whitish gray purple in there as well. And then you got that hair, and it works. And so what is this like? Because these colors all are in the same family, but they work. And you don't get to do something like this all that often. Unlike, I think with the other ones, you don't have that nice blend where this is something that's different. That's why I wanted to talk about it because I think it's so interesting.
This one is so cool because what I had was the undying support of Danica Della Rouge from the beginning. And here's what I'm going to hate to admit this. She patiently, more than patiently, waited. I'm going to guess almost a year for this drawing. And now that's patience on an unknown artist, but she waited a year. She even joked to me about it when I finally said, I swear I'm doing it right now. She was like, oh my God. But so I had her enthusiasm, sent over all these great photos. and I got it mapped out, and I had no idea in my head what to do for the background, none. And I put the ring in there, you know. I said, okay, well, here's what I want to do. I want to do the post in there, and you know, and the rings, and da da da. And then I sat there for hours, just staring like a mental patient at this drawing, going, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the background. Like, I had no clue. And then it just I was looking at the colors, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, well, I know that a dark background will look good, and because she's wearing this shiny black leather, and she's got this great pink, vibrant, pastelish colored hair, it needs to be electric somehow. I just don't. And I'm like, try to do. I can draw lightning, thunderstorm stuff, and even the clouds in it are a little bit vague if you look at it, because I was making up my mind as I was doing it what I was doing. So I literally did that background with not an awful lot of forethought behind it. And I worked from the bottom up on that one, actually. So the bottom is very simplistic scribbles, and when I get to the top, it's much more intricate, and like you got layers of clouds and stuff. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing a storm. So it just kind of fell together